In this video, I'm going to talk about a very important point, the basic principle of cause and effect. We seem to realize this principle very well in normal life, but in the area of health, somehow we seem to ignore it. To put it simply, there's a direct connection between the lifestyle we lead and the level of health that we enjoy. Unfortunately, most people ignore this and they eat and drink what they like, when they like, they don't bother about exercise, rest, sleep, and subject themselves to all kind of stress. And then they fall sick. And when they fall sick, they simply go to a doctor, pop a pill, and when they recover, they get back to doing exactly what they were doing. And then what happens? The same thing happens over and over again. It starts with fatigue, headache, cough, cold, fever, then gets serious acidity, constipation, diarrhea, rashes, ulcers, diabetes, high blood pressure, cholesterol, maybe even cancer. You get the idea. But why does this happen? Why do people do unhealthy things even if they know they're unhealthy? This has to do with the gap between the cause and the visible effect. People don't drink a bottle of rat poison because they know if they drink it, the next few minutes they're dead. But a glass of whiskey or one cigarette, just because nothing happens after you finish the glass of whiskey or the cigarette, it doesn't mean that nothing has happened actually. The body has got a lot of tolerance capacity. It takes a considerable amount of abuse before something shows up. But why do you want that to happen? Why do you want to mess it up? Why don't you try to stop creating the problem in the first place? So that's what I'm saying. Just because somebody seems to be breaking all the rules without suffering any apparent ill effects, that's not a good enough reason for you to do the same. You may not be so lucky. Let me explain.
Have you heard of the bell curve? Many natural phenomena, including health, follow this distribution pattern. Here's what a bell curve looks like. The entire population is distributed all over the curve. Excuse the drawing, I'm not a very good artist. But you see that about 2.5% of people are in this part of the bell curve, and another 2.5% are on this part. The balance 95% are in the middle under the bell. In terms of health, what you see is there are 2.5% of people on the right here who seem to break all the rules and nothing happens to them. That's the grandfather who smoked and drank and lived to be 100. There's another 2.5% on this side where they do nothing wrong and still they die early death. This is the saintly uncle. So, if that's the case, if there are people who die early without doing anything wrong and people who live long despite doing something wrong, why should we bother? The answer is that is because these 5% are the exception to the rule. 95% of us are right here, bang in the middle. What we do or what we don't do directly affects our health. Do you want to take a chance that you are in the lucky 2.5% of the population to whom nothing happens even if they do something wrong? Chances are that you are actually in the 95%, where what you do directly impacts your health. So that's why we should take care and not depend upon the 2% or 2.5% either way. And by the way, we don't even know exactly what happens to the 2.5%, what problem they have, when they have, and how it works.
So the simple rule is don't think that this won't happen to me. It will in time. Start by noticing small things. The body gives us signals all the time. We should learn to notice and not ignore. The next time you have a stomach upset, think, what did you eat the previous night? What caused it? Did you overeat? Maybe something too oily, spicy? The next time you have a headache, instead of just popping an aspirin and forgetting about it, think, what did you do? What could you have done that caused it? Did you not get enough sleep? Did you not drink enough water? Did you watch too much TV? Did you go out in the sun for too long? Very soon you'll be aware of what things have what effect on your body. If you pay close attention to what your body is telling you, you will learn what suits you and what doesn't suit you. You will become a more conscious decision maker and start making healthy choices, avoiding those choices which are very clearly not agreeing with you. And that is the next step towards health naturally. We will go into this in more detail in the next video. Bye for now.